You are tuned in to Wine and Wisdom, where mothers and wives dive deep, share stories, and uncork life's most meaningful conversations.
Darling, can you pass the wine, please?
Every Wednesday, we're bringing you real talk, real scenarios, and the real reality of womanhood.
I love you, girl. Enjoy the show.
What's up, and welcome back to Wine and Wisdom, the podcast where we pour a glass and pour into ourselves, honey, okay? I'm your host, Jamie, and tonight's pour is personal, it's vulnerable, it's honest, and it's sacred. Tonight's wine of the night is a rare gem, the Lunar Breeze Red from Chautauqua Winery. She only shows up every now and then, so when she does, you slow down and you savor her, okay? Semi-sparkling, slightly sweet, and worth every sip. Just like the best moments in life, she doesn't last long. So pour a glass, lean in close, and let's make it count. Tonight, we're diving deep into the mother-daughter dynamic, how it evolves, how it refines us, and how our daughters become our mirrors. So pour a glass, sis. This one's going to touch some places that you've had tucked away. So let's talk about how the mother-daughter relationship shifts over time, okay? Because starting out, the mother is the teacher, she's the wise counsel, she is the shepherd, she is the teacher, and the daughter or the child is the student. But if you're paying close attention, there comes a moment in life when the same little girl, your same little daughter, starts teaching you. A 2023 study from the Journal of Child Psychology and Psychiatry showed that children as young as 7 demonstrate emotional intelligence equal to or higher than adults in high-stress environments. That means they're not just learning from us, they're watching us, absorbing, and in many ways surpassing us emotionally and spiritually. Yes, I said what I said. Don't be intimidated by that. We should be inspired because a daughter growing in wisdom, baby, that's a reflection of a mother doing something right. That is a reflection of you. Now let's take it deeper. Some of our daughters, I know mine, they done been here before. This ain't their first time on the spiritual playground down here on earth. No, some of our daughters have been here before. Just because she's 8 or 10 or 29 doesn't mean she's a baby. Not in the spirit. That doesn't mean she's a baby in the spirit. Spiritual maturity is not tied to age. She might be a baby to you, but when it comes to God's counsel, she might be an elder in his kingdom. Some children come into this world with deep discernment. Like, can we all agree as a whole that there are some children, whether they are 6, whether they are 7, whether they are 29, their job was to be sent here and to intentionally use their spirit of discernment. Like, that is their purpose. Some children come into this world with deep discernment, and their job is to use it. That strong intuition and a deep spiritual clarity that many adults still long for today. And to be honest, some adults don't even know how to tap into that type of sense of spiritual clarity and intuition. And to be honest, some moms are still healing from wounds our daughters haven't even encountered yet. But that is the beauty. We get to grow with them. Their spiritual strength isn't a threat to us. It is a blessing. It's an invitation, an open invitation with open arms saying to heal, to rise, to evolve, to choose to do better. That is it. It is nothing that we should be intimidated by. Again, the strength of our daughters is a reflection of us as the mother. Pew Research found that 43% of parents say their children have asked spiritual or moral questions that they weren't even prepared to answer. Again, I will raise my hand. I'm in that 43% because my son will keep you on your toes asking you questions about Jesus, Joseph, Mary, and all they little lambs. King, there ain't no question the king won't ask. But our children aren't just watching us. They are leading us toward higher awareness. Now, this part might sting just a little bit, so brace yourself. and untighten your booty hole, because this ain't towards nobody in particular. This is just, we just talking. Our daughters or children are our mirror. This can be both good and bad. Okay? She rolls her eyes like you do. She reacts under pressure like you do. She handles stress like you do. She loves like you do. Or maybe she loves like you don't. She emulates your patience or the lack of. She displays your confidence or she wears your trauma. They don't just imitate what we say, they imitate what and how we live. As a girl mama, I see it every day as soon as I wake up. If I'm using Victoria's Secret, or if I'm using this lotion or this perfume, guess who wants to use it? Kylie. If I'm using this spray, or if I'm using this jewelry, or if I'm choosing to use this handbag, guess who wants the handbag just like me? Kylie. They want to do what we do. A 2021 Harvard study showed that a child's long-term character development is 78% influenced by parental modeling, not just discipline. That means what you do matters more than what you say. Okay, let me be the one to tell you, the days of do what I say, not as I do parenting is long gone. We can't do that no more. No, because you're sitting here telling them not to do something as they're watching you do it. You're confusing them. You're telling me not to do something because it's not safe. You're telling me I shouldn't do this because it's not healthy. You're telling me I shouldn't do this because I'm a better person and I'm a stronger person and good women do this. But then you're over here doing the exact opposite of what you told me not to do. It's confusion and it confuses them. And at the end of the day, they don't just go off of what we say, they go off of what they see us do and what they watch us do. Even when you think they're not watching, they are. So be who you want them to become, or at least be a good example. Our children and our daughters, they're not looking for a perfect mother. They're looking for a consistent one, a loving one, an authentic one. And I'm stressing authentic because as your kids grow up, regardless of the stories that you've told, regardless of the back in the day, mama used to, well, regardless of all of that, because she's going to know exactly who you are because she's been watching you her whole life. She's watched everything unfold. She's watched you work. She's watched you cry. She watched you face this battle over here and that battle over there. It's going to come a point in time where your words do not matter unless they align with your actions, because she is going to find out who you are, you and your authenticity. And let that be a mother that models grace, honesty, and growth. Because even if it's 20 years from now, our children are going to find out who we are. And it needs to be the same person that has been standing in front of them their whole life. Not necessarily the same person, because, we grow and evolve. But essentially what I'm saying is what she's seeing doesn't align with that. Everyone is so quick to holler about the Proverbs 31 woman when it comes to marriage and being a wife. But we do know the Proverbs 31 woman, she was a devoted mother too. Yes. Yes, she ran that house. Yes, she nurtured her children. She covered her children. She fed her children spiritually, physically. Proverbs 31:28 says, her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. This woman didn't get praised because she was loud or popular or flawless. She wasn't worried about followers, an algorithm, this week's trend, that week's trend, or what this mama doing over here, or trying to tell this mama what to do over here because this mama ain't doing what you want her to do over here. Proverbs 31 woman was not worried about none of that. She wasn't worried about Instagram, TikTok. She was showing up in real life. She was honored because of how she walked, how she lived, not about what she said, what she did. She lived in truth with intention and wisdom, and her life produced fruit that her children could see. She said what she had to say and then got up and did what she needed to do. It comes a point in time where talking ain't enough. Action. Where's the action? Where's the doing? What are you doing? What are you physically doing? Her authenticity was reflected in her fruit. That's the kind of woman we should thrive to become. And our daughters, they're watching that growth and learning what it looks like to honor God as a woman, a wife, and a mother. So let's turn to our Wine and Wisdom reflection journals real quick. Here's your guided moment for tonight. Tonight's district question is, as a daughter, what is something that you learned late or on your own that is a must for you to teach your daughter? And don't see this as throwing anyone under the bus. I wholeheartedly believe that as women and as mothers and daughters, our moms, there's no possible way our moms can teach us every single thing that we need to know in life. That is why God sends other women, other people, other pillars of the community, aunties, sisters, cousins. There's a plethora of people that He sends into our lives to help us with these lessons in motherhood and womanhood and daughterhood. Our mothers cannot teach us everything, and we have to take that burden off of them as if my mom failed me because she didn't teach me this, or my mom didn't teach me this, so she was a bad mom. No, your mama did what she was supposed to do. She raised you, she fed you, she nurtured you, she poured into you to the capacity that she could, and God knew that. So therefore, He sent other people into your life. If you were paying attention, He sent other people into your life to pour into you and to teach you and to guide you, to help finish building you as a woman, as a daughter, as a wife. And so I just think it's important for us to know mamas ain't supposed to teach us everything on how to be a mama, how to be a woman, how to be a wife. Some things we did have to learn on our own. And, for me, my thing was self-love. And that's not an attack on anybody. I just think it's honest to say you learn how to love yourself through receiving love from other people. And if you don't know what love is and you're just out here receiving what anybody's giving you, it's going to take you a while to understand what love is or what self-love is. So it's been a constant battle through the years for me to fully understand what self-love looks like and what it is, because in order for you to be able to openly receive love from somebody else, you have to love yourself first. And that starts with knowing what self-love is. And that's what it was for me. That is something that I learned late, and it is something that my daughter will not learn late because I reinforce it in her every single day. What self-love is. This is what self-love is. This is what it looks like to love yourself. This is what it looks like to prioritize yourself. If you don't feel like doing something, respectfully say no. If your cup isn't full and you don't have anything to pour into others, respectfully say, I'm not in a place to do that. If you don't want to do something, baby, you don't have to do it. If you need time to yourself, baby, you take time for yourself. If you don't feel like playing right now with somebody, guess what? You're not entitled to. You don't have to. If you don't want to go to so-and-so's house this weekend, guess what? Baby, you don't have to. Love yourself enough to know that regardless of your age, it's okay to say, Mama, I don't want to do that. Mama, I don't want to go. And guess what? Mama's going to listen. Because part of teaching them self-love is loving them. And part of loving them is listening to them and acknowledging their wants, their needs, and their boundaries. This isn't in your book, but I want to reflect on this question tonight. If you want, you can use your womanly notes section in the back of your journal to answer these last two questions. But what is one spiritual lesson your daughter has already taught you? Now, this one is going to make you think a little bit, but just think on it and reflect on it tonight. Like, what is one spiritual lesson your daughter has already taught you? My daughter's 8. And when I tell you Buki handing out spiritual lessons like programs at church, y'all, it's so many times where I will be not necessarily fussing, but I'll be preaching at them about something. And as soon as I get done, I'm convicted because the same message I'm supposed to be giving to them, it was honestly meant for me. And I have so many coincidences that are like that, but it is so humbling and eye opening when it happens because it's like, dang, teaching them and raising them is making me aware of things that I need to work on as a person, as a mom, as a woman, or just simply as a human being. And had I not had my kids, had I not been in the position to where I'm having to teach them or talk to them about, hey, you don't do this to people, I wouldn't have gotten this level of spiritual awareness because I wouldn't have had them as a mirror to reflect the lesson. Lastly, how can you become the example that you want her to follow? How can you become the example that you want her to follow? There's plenty of ways, but the easiest, most simple, pick up your Bible. Like everybody everybody keeps hollering Proverbs 31 woman, Proverbs 31 woman. Okay? The same people hollering Proverbs 31 woman. Who is she? Yeah. How can you become the example you want her to follow? Pick up your Bible. Pick up your Bible. In this ever changing world, the Bible is the only thing that will remain consistent. Regardless of new age, regardless of trends, regardless of what comes out, I'm not saying any of it is harmful, but whatever we see on social media, before you write it off as truth, you grab your Bible and you check it. Check it. Fact check it. You need to be fact checking people, sources, things to your Bible like you are the teacher and it is grading day. If an influencer is telling you what you need to do or how you need to do or to be a good mom or to be a good woman, you need to da 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 da. Soon as she gets done, close out that app and go check your Bible and make sure what she's saying aligns to the word. Because if not, how are you going to be a Proverbs 31 woman following somebody on Instagram who don't even know what a Proverbs 31 woman is? Okay. I'm just saying, I want to lead you. I'm just saying, I want to lead you down the right path. And I've been down numerous ones. And following people that are blind, it does not have a good ending. If this episode blessed you, bless someone else with it. Like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep your eyes on the district. We are not lying when we say we got some exciting things coming soon as we make our way to the end of season 1. Behind the scenes content, bonus episodes, and some real life gatherings you do not want to miss. Can you believe season 1 is almost done already? I feel like we just got started. But let me leave you with this, sis. You're not raising a daughter. You're raising a future woman, a future mother, a future leader, and maybe a future healer. So speak life over her. Love her hard. And when she challenges you, don't you shut her down. Don't shut her up. Don't shut her out. Show up and acknowledge her. Do not be intimidated by her. Do not take her level of spiritual competence as intimidation. Because every time you grow, she grows too. Now pass the wine and the wisdom. I'll see y'all next week. Holla.